In the CAF Champions League, Mamelodi Sundowns, yes, in the first leg, they defeated Esperance of Tunisia 1-0, and that was enough for them to go through to the semi-finals of this year's competition. And when FAR Rabat, defeated Pyramids of Egypt 2-0, but it wasn't enough to take them through because they lost in the first leg by 4-1. And in the other game, Al Hilal playing away from home. They are traditionally a Sudanese side, but they are playing in Mauritania. So they lost home and away to Al Ali of Egypt. So these are the three games. And we've seen three teams that have qualified to the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League for 2025. KC, this is looking like it's going to be a North and South Africa affair.
Obviously.
In the Champions League.
Obviously, it's a North African and South African derby. You understand? And even with the pairing in the semi-final, you also find out it's going to also be just like we said, North Africa versus South Africa. Both their top two teams are in the semi-finals. Now, I believe the job was done in the first leg.
True.
Just a typical African side, do the job in the first leg, go to the second leg and defend. You understand? So, in some other climates, those that are playing in the second leg will have the advantage. But I believe in Africa somehow, it's those that play in the first leg.
The home advantage factor.
But he did not play
in MC Oja, Orlando Pirates, yeah.
So, just like I said, in the first leg, Orlando Pirates have done the job now by getting that 1-0 away victory, which nobody really saw coming. But now, playing at home, they have all the advantage that they need. It's not surprising to see the teams in the quarterfinals and in the semi-finals are the top teams of the different leagues that are topping in Africa.
True.
You will see Tunisian, the top Tunisian team.
Esperance of Tunisia.
The top Algerian team is there. The top Moroccan team is there. The top Egyptian teams are there.
And from South Africa.
Good. So these are the leagues in Africa that you can go and say, yes, there have been a tremendous improvement. Even in the last Nations Cup that was hosted.
And also, these teams are the top. The leagues are the top in Africa. Yes. Top 10 leagues, they are all there.
Yes. Now we are not expecting any magic. I'm not. There is something that South Africa is doing very right, which I wish Nigeria would adopt. You understand? If you notice in 1994 or in the early 90s when Clemens Westerhoff took over the realms of Nigeria, most of the players that he took to the 94 World Cup, we are not even playing in Europe then. Majority of them were in the local league. They said it was his impact or his connections that they used to move to Belgium and Dutch leagues and French leagues. Yeah. So that was what he did at the time. And then by the time those people got to Europe and got the experience, he came back 94. He won the Nations Cup, and he took Nigeria to their best ever performance in the World Cup. So Nigeria needs to go back to the drawing board. This era of hoping and depending on players that have been playing in Europe. Some of them are not even born in Nigeria. We just hope that they will come and play. Those that manage to leave the shores of Nigeria, we just take them to play in the
So you have the opinion that we should come back home and choose players from the local league?
No, invest in the league.
Okay.
When you invest in the league, you bring out the good players.
Develop the league.
When you develop ordinarily, when you just pump money in the league and make the facilities, people are even appreciating the Nigerian league now. They are coming out to watch the ball. So what you are supposed to do is to get the league to the level that many people may not even like. When you have a Premier League match, just English Premier League match and an NPFL match, people prefer to go and watch the NPFL.
Like yesterday, I didn't see the Real Madrid game, the Real Madrid Arsenal game.
Yes.
I had to watch the Esperance and Mamelodi Sundowns game because, like you're also saying, for Sundowns, their market value is 29 million euros.
Okay.
And a club that the market value is 29 million euros, they want to win the CAF Champions League, that is $4 million.
Yes.
So if they finish second, they will get $2 million.
Good.
So no Nigerian club has such market value.
Okay, fine.
No Nigerian club is even up to 1 million euros market value because majority of the teams we have in Nigeria, we have 20 teams in the MPFL.
Yes.
18 are government run. Just 2 private owned teams.
Good. Which is the bane of the Nigerian football.
True.
When the government and the politicians run football, you don't expect it to go.
It's
far. This football we're talking about is supposed to be run by ex-professionals. Those that have
professionals. Yes.
No, by the time they come back, they will take their wealth of experience and invest it. What the government doesn't even need to get involved in any way. For now, we know that we are growing. Let the government provide the fund, leave them. give them some time. You understand? They'll be able to get these sponsors. By the time they do this thing and people trust them with their money, you see that the league will improve. From there, you see the likes of Enyimba getting to the later stages of the Champions League. So therefore, let's include him in the national team.
True.
Before you know, you'll be able to build a national team that is mostly home-based players. You understand?
Just like the South Africans, the Egyptians.
You look at how many players came from Mamelodi Sundowns.
Rowan Williams, the goalkeeper, he was outstanding yesterday.
I heard from one of the commentators that about 8 players
from Sundowns.
So we are just from Sundowns.
Yes.
And if you look at that South African team, you'll be wondering who is even a professional here. Their professional player that went to the EPL had to come back and play for Al Ahly again because he could not thrive then in the Premier League. So you see that most of their players are home based and they are playing in the same league, almost for the same club.
Similar pattern.
They
understand themselves.
Yes. When they get to the pitch, you expect South Africa to play well. Unlike Nigeria that is struggling, we get players from all different parts of the world and gather them under 2 days to train and play. So this is not going to work. I am not surprised with South Africans with what they are doing in the CAF Champions League. The Egyptians have been there, and it's high time somebody challenges them for some of these CAF titles that they have dominated over the years.
Well, so this is a clear on call, especially for West African teams, because before we used to see the likes of ASEC Mimosa of Cote d'Ivoire, Cotton Sport Yaoundé of Cameroon. We talk about Enyimba International of Nigeria. But now Stade Malien of Mali, but Asante Kotoko of Ghana. A lot of them, but they have gone under the radar. We've seen more of North African teams and now South African. That means something good is happening in the southern part of Africa. So that is the essence. We're calling on these other clubs to wake up. Let's do very well in Africa. And Mamelodi Sundowns, they hold this record of being the only club in Africa that their main team have won the CAF Champions League and their women's team have won the CAF Champions League.
Yes. It's a record that I think they did it earlier last year or something like that. When I saw the
female team,
won that. I was like, so these people have a female team that can play like this.
Yes.
Honestly, I watched that game, and I was like, oh, South Africa is getting it right. The truth is that both South Africa and Egypt are going to play against each other in the semi-final. I just want you to understand that the Orlando Pirates are going to eliminate
MC Alger
because they are at home. So, but by that said, I hope to see at least an Egyptian team or a South Africa. That's one Egyptian, one South African
in the finals,
or 2 South Africans for a reward for over the dominance of Egypt over the years.